Welcome to your dynamic warm-up, 5 minutes total. Felix, you ready?
Do it.
Let's get right into it. So we're going to start with a cat to camel here. We're going to push that spine up and then move that spine right down into that reverse direction. From there, right into a thread the needle. Bring that arm down and through, and then switch. Other hands going right out to the other side. From there, we'll go into a wide mountain climber, high plank position. One foot's coming to the outside of that hand, alternating feet one at a time here. Then we're going to walk those hands all the way back up and stand up tall and go right back down here into that plank walkout. As an option, you can bend your knees on the way down to make it a little easier. Our next exercise is a lateral shift to punch. You're going to take that step out in that lateral lunge position. Same arm punching out here. Sitting those hips back, feeling that stretch on the inside of that leg that's extended. From there, we're going to get that heart rate elevated just a bit right into that seal jack, opening those arms nice and wide as those feet jump out at the same time. You have 5 minutes. Let's get warmed up.
So cold. Lift up your bed and show they see you are not on your own. Together we are solid gold. 'Cause we are the flaming souls. You're not burning the furnace. We are. Too hot to take a hold. Just like the firecrackers. We are. Firecrackers. We are fire.
All right, OTF fam, we got a 10-minute upper body block coming at you. I got Coach Ricky here. He is ready to go. So for the first 3 exercises, you're going to give me all the reps on the right, then move to the left. Starting off with a hip hinge, single arm, low row. So feet are shoulder width apart, send the hips back. Drawing that elbow up towards the ceiling, lower right back down, same as we would do in the studio. Then we're going to move right into a split stance, single arm, low row. Nice big step forward, giving me that same low row, elbow up towards the ceiling, squeezing in towards the rib cage. Moving lastly into a bench, single arm, low row. Hand on that chair or that bench, nice and sturdy, still knocking out that single arm low row. So after that, we're gonna move right into our power push-up. In that plank position, that core is engaged, you're gonna lower right back down, exploding off the ground and landing softly. Option, take the power out, or you can drop down to your knees. So your reps are gonna start off at 10, decrease by 2. Last, we got a double crunch. Grabbing that weight, you're gonna bring your elbows in towards your knees, shoulder blades come off the ground, engaging your core, lower back down. Try not to let those feet touch the ground. Option here, you can tap your feet on the ground instead. We got 10 minutes of work, team. Let's knock it out.
right, team, we have a 9.5-minute cardio block here. 4 exercises. You're going to be doing 3 rounds. Ready, Julia?
I'm ready.
All right, so we have a running man to start. High plank position here, driving your knees to your chest. Option being slowing it down, going into those mountain climbers. Up next, we have pop jacks, jumping up into that low squat, coming back into that high plank. Your option here is to step it out 1 foot into the other in that low squat. Going right back into plank, but this time on your forearms, shoulder right over those elbows. You're going to jump out into your plank jack, jumping right back in. Option here is to step it out one to the other. Then you have burpees up next. Oh, everyone's favorite. We're jumping back into that high plank, jumping back up into that squat and jumping up to the ceiling. Option, step it out, step it right back up and go right on those tippy toes. You ready, team? Let's get started.
It's nice to meet you. I bet it's nice to meet me too.
All right, guys, we got an 8-minute upper body block here. So Coach Ricky is here. He's gonna start off with his hip hinge reverse fly. So those feet are shoulder width apart, send the hips back, you're opening the arms nice and wide, keeping a slight bend in those arms the entire time. Option, decrease that weight or that range of motion. Moving next into your hip hinge high row. So same set position, but this time you're drawing the elbows up towards the ceiling, squeezing your back as you lower right back down. So 6 reps of those first 2 exercises, moving into your iso bridge pullover. So he's going onto the mat for this one. Gonna press the hips up. You're gonna take that weight over behind the head. You're gonna slowly pull it right in front of your face and then come right back down, keeping the hips elevated the entire time. Option, you can reduce that range of motion for that iso bridge, or you can take out that pullover and break it up. Next, into your swimmer, you got 20 total. So flipping over to your stomach, engaging that core, keeping that spine nice and neutral, face down towards the mat. You're giving me opposite arm and opposite leg, nice, slow and controlled motion. So we got 8 minutes of work. Let's go ahead and knock it out.
easily die. Yes, I swear that it'll rise with or without you. Raise this banner like a fire. Today, boys, don't think I will keep quiet. 'Cause I will be fine with or without you. I can feel it burning through like fire. Yeah, I can feel it burning through like
Well, you worked hard today, so you deserve this flexibility block. You'll have 7 total stretches that you're going to hold for 20 seconds each. The first one, we have that overhead reach, moving from our side, 20-second hold per side, working the lats and obliques. Next up, we have a cross arm stretch. That's going to work the shoulders a little bit more, 20 seconds per side. Next up, standing chest stretch, bringing the arms to a 90-degree angle, drawing the elbows towards the back of the room to open up the chest. Next up, we have an internal rotator stretch, bringing the hands behind the back, chest nice and tall. Then, taking one hand, grabbing that ankle for a standing quad stretch. Fun little tip here, if you touch the nose or the ear, it's going to help with balance. But of course, if there's a chair nearby, go ahead and use it. Next, we have our kneeling forearm stretch, fingertips facing the knees, pushing back on the hands, sitting back on the heels. You have 20 seconds there. Last but not least, we have our child's pose. So we're going to go ahead, bring the toes together, knees a little bit wider as we press back, enjoy sitting back in the stretch. Good job today.
Ain't no way you could fit me in a frame, 'cause I wanna make waves. No time to play safe. I wanna make change. No time to be comfortable, 'cause I wanna make waves. No time to play safe. Yeah, I wanna make change. I don't wanna be comfortable. I'm never gonna be an almost, just because I'm too scared to fall. I push it back a little. When life's pinned me to the wall, don't wanna play it back in slow-mo. Oh, think about the time gone. I'm gonna climb the fence that I've been stuck waiting on. There ain't no box that you could label with my name. Ain't no way that you could fit me in a frame, 'cause I wanna make waves, I wanna make change. No time to play safe. Don't wanna be comfortable. Make waves, I wanna make change. No time to play safe. I don't wanna be comfortable. I don't wanna be comfortable. I don't wanna be. I don't wanna be. Morning, does it give you clarity? Warning, now when you wake up, no sleep, no time, no patience from nobody. Boarding, feeling something like a plane ride. When forces try hard to take my mind, saying to me, honestly, don't try. If you you fail, well, I'll be watching. What if I'm the first to disagree? Hook, jab, gonna cut my way through. Hook, jab, now it's round two, now it's round two. Empty my cup, but it's never enough. So I got my dukes, I got my hook, jab, gonna cut my way through. Hook, jab, now it's round two, now it's round two. Rolling and ducking each blow one by one. 'Cause I got my dukes, I got my dukes up. 1 week past bedtime, I'm faded, searching for daylight, still pacing back and forth, back and forth. Got no one in my corner, and I gotta work it out. Feeling forces trying to dim my light. Teeth clenched, knuckles all white, all white, all white. Life got me punch drunk on the ropes. Suffering blow by blow, fight toe to toe. Placing bets, but I already know. Hook, jab, gonna cut my way through. Hook, jab, now it's round two, now it's round two. Empty my cup, but it's never enough. So I got my dukes, I got my dukes up. Jab, gonna cut my way through. Making my way through. Hook, jab, now it's round two, now it's round two. Rolling and ducking each blow one by one. 'Cause I got my dukes, I got my dukes up. Ready and willing to do what I gotta do to make it, to make it. I got my dukes.